What day is it? Hi, you're a beautiful human, and I showered today. Please leave your congratulations below. I'm sending love to your mom, to your friends, to you. Trying to keep you fed. This video, by the way, is sponsored by Arizona State University. If after all this you're thinking about going back to school, ask yourself the following question. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Arizona State University could be for you. Arizona State University is offering over 200 highly ranked degree programs, totally on your time, on your schedule, and online. You don't need to go to campus. You can do it from your home, like we're doing literally everything else right now. Seriously, if you want to learn more information, text Zach to 35517. Knowledge is power. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal is ranking ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. And get this, 87% of graduates are recruited for gigs, for real jobs within 90 days. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive. With Arizona State University, text Zach to 35517. We're going to put a link in the bio. 5 seconds of summer. That is why we're here hanging out right now. And my quarantine playlist consists very heavily of their brand new album, Calm. You should have listened to it by now if we're hanging out, but if you haven't, link in the description. What is your favorite song from the album? Let me know in the comments. Mine is Wildflower and Old Me. It's just so good. Okay, let's relive the past. Our favorite moments from 5 seconds of summer, hanging out on our couch.
Let's do this. Zach Show.
Okay, I will then.
Okay, cool.
I will for the remainder of the interview. I feel like I've.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, maybe not. You know, I'll throw a few first
go
thing
for
that
it.
pops in the head. We'll
Why
see.
not?
Okay, got it.
No, Ashton, not into that.
I'm definitely not doing that. That I would have. Nope.
How are you doing?
Me?
Yes, you.
Doing good. I sat at the front, didn't I?
Yeah, you're right. Obviously ready to speak. You have a lot to talk about with this record.
No, I don't actually. I'm enjoying everyone speaking more these days. It's been nice. I feel like I used to speak too much.
Did somebody tell you to shut up, or does that just naturally happen?
My
hey.
subconscious.
Okay, got it.
It's like, calm it down, dude.
Yeah,
Other
shut up.
people need to talk.
Let somebody else say
And I
that.
like that. What do you guys got to say for yourselves?
Callum actually just told you to shut up.
I was just saying, hey, shut up.
Hey, shut up. Hey, shut up,
Hey,
hey.
shut up.
Before you go into the studio to create this next, chapter in your journey, do you study what else is out there? Do you see what else is streaming and what's being played on the radio?
There's different people in the band that have different kind of approaches towards evolving. Whereas for me, I always go back in time because music repeats itself just in certain types of ways, especially songwriting-wise. So I was looking for, even concept-wise, I go back in time to like the 50s, etc. But then, Michael's good at paying attention to where stuff's at the moment. And that's why it's a collaborative process in a band. I mean, you need guys who pay attention to different things and guys who respect different parts of music that you don't necessarily at the same level.
Are you more proud of the music you've put out over the last few months than ever before?
I think it's very ambitious and forward-thinking. I don't know. I mean, it's difficult because, obviously at the moment, I'm so proud of Teeth and you got to stand behind that, and I do, with everything. But, it's not like I hate our earlier stuff. It's like at the time I was like, oh, this is awesome. We're in a band and this is so fun, and I love the music we're making. But looking back, I was 16. I'm 22. Three now.
You're 23.
Jesus Christ, that did not look good.
20.
Anyway, but it's like you're a different person than you were back then. So it's not like you don't like it, but I'm definitely more proud in this very moment of Teeth than I am of,
Yeah.
don't stop.
It's different
whatever.
perspectives that you have over
Yeah.
time. I feel like everything is just relative to where you are now. So I just instantly feel more connected to this music just because I've been living in it for the last year or so.
Yeah.
Would you say it's the music you always wanted to make?
Yeah, of course it is. But, we weren't, I don't know. We've had to change so many other things in our career in order to even make music like this in the first place.
So it's a feat in many ways.
It's like one piece of a 12-piece pie that we've kind of had to bake.
And it takes a while.
Metaphors.
I like this, yeah.
Yeah, a few
30,
hours.
350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's been, you know, it's been great. I mean, we're going through a very liberating period of our career, which is awesome.
And the rest of the album that we've made also is just so good. It's like it really helps like shape the direction of where we're at right now, and it's hard to get across when we're like talking to people about it because there's only 2 songs out right now, but the rest of the record just lays these like insane foundations that just make so much sense with where we're at right now.
There's no 5 Seconds of Summer without the 4 of you.
Totally.
Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
You need the 4 of you?
Absolutely. It's like,
No, I don't agree.
I actually
no, I think Callum is
100%.
no.
Disposable member.
And it's been like that, you know. It's been interesting because it's been like that since we first started this group, like 7.5 years ago. It was always like the 4 of us are what create this dynamic, and whatever it is, works.
But that's
you
why
know?
we're still together, because we realize
Yeah.
that like this is awesome, and that it takes you a lot of up and downs in your creative life to understand that. Like you're not gonna recreate this with anyone else. This is a great band to be in, and I feel like a lot of the times, sometimes I'll look around and in whatever situation we're in, I'm like I feel so lucky to be actually in the group. It's awesome.
You guys are all musical people. You all lend vocals to the records and to the live performances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your story it really fascinates me because I was making radio around the time that you guys were forming back in 2011. You were making YouTube videos. It started the 3 of you, right? I was watching
We were awful.
I watched a lot of like your first videos, like when you were first naming the band.
Oh God.
It was 5 Second Summer was an original. It wasn't 5 Seconds of Summer.
You know what? It probably was that at some point, but before that it was even worse names. Like I think everyone had a band called Stuck in Reverse, and it was that for a while.
I was in that band, but it was a different band.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to watch that, but
How do you feed the beast while keeping your integrity intact?
I think putting faith and putting your music first rather than the attention span of the audience is important. You need to like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I love this music I made. I'm 2 years, 200 steps ahead, and I've got plans, and I'm ready to do this for a while, not like kind of doing things on the fly too much and getting
Throwing it out there.
oversaturated. you
Yeah,
know?
it's almost like with Teeth, like we love it as a band so much, and it's so cool for us. And it could, I don't know how to say it with that. Like it could do nothing, or it could be the biggest song ever, and it kind of there wouldn't be any sort of feeling of we got to move on to the next, or this is like this is a
Yeah,
failure. It's
'cause
because it's a great song either way.
Creatively like satisfying.
It has to fulfill you.
Yeah, I always say that like it has to be a hit just for you. It's like, do I love this? I love this. Cool.
Now other people can.
Because otherwise I'd sit in here all nervous like, yeah, I know it's not that good, but it's doing well. So
Have you felt like a record? Have you felt that way towards a record
I felt like that before.
in the studio?
I don't know, but I felt unsure. And when you're unsure, then I don't know. That's kind of not where you want to be
Look, you don't-
standing.
You can't be unsure about something that's going to be attached to you for the rest of
Yeah.
your days.
Yeah.
If we're unsure, I wouldn't be in leather jeans right now. You know what I mean? I'd be like in like regular jeans.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about this song, but I'm like in here. Teeth is dope. Love it. The band loves it. These pants.
I think about it a lot because of the Australian mentality and
What is that?
well, we come from a pretty hardened background. We're very working class. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we fought our way out of where we were from. And the only way out was being in a band. We didn't really want to we don't want to be tradesmen or anything. And that path is fine, but we were artistic musician types, and that was a rare thing where we're from. We're from like kind of farmland, you and I. Nothing, not much to do out there.
Definitely.
And that was what grew our mentality to begin with. And that stuck by us, just that work hard and you know, for ourselves and for our band and everybody around us, we just try and improve everyone's lives, you know. And that's what it's been all about. It's a pretty basic moral code that
So-
stands with the band.
That's the motivation.
Some of it, yeah. And then I don't know, it definitely changes. This LA is interesting. We love making music here, and I've met some really fascinating people here, but I think LA is a test in itself if you do what we do. It's like if you can stay healthy and keep your mind right here and overcome personal challenges and become a better version of yourself. Inevitably, a lot of people become the worst version of themselves here. So it's like I would call it like a level. You know,
Like
you level
purgatory?
up. Yeah, you kind of
In this video game?
yeah, you kind of level up in your life, your whole life, and then I think this city is one of them. When you're a musician or an artist, I think you need to overcome your own demons, other people's demons,
I see what
and
you're
come
saying.
out on top.
But then Ashton came in and kind of was like, "You guys have like something cool. We could make something cool," and kind of like dadded us and like made everything kind of happen.
I was the record label before the record label.
Yeah, because we were just like I was like a couple years older. It was like I don't know. We were just like messing about.
You guys are gonna be stars.
The video's dark.
Yeah,
I like that. That's the name of the album.
Dark AF?
what a terrible name. We don't know what to call it though.
The album?
We're still thinking about
You
it.
got any ideas?
I gotta hear the songs. I don't know if it should be like you should take one of the song titles and use that as the album title, or if it should be like a book and it gets its own title.
Oh, like the adventures of.
Yeah. Four best friends with
We'll be doing that.
name 5 seconds of summer.
Thank you for the idea. No, I'm kidding.
No, it needs like it needs a title, or it could be reflective of a song.
See, I think that we did the song title. We
Yeah,
did
we
the
already
song
did it.
title one on
We've
the
done it.
last album,
Yeah,
so
we
it
did
needs to be something.
I want it to be
separate.
like Back in Black or something. It needs to be like the fourth album, like stamp, like this is the that you listen to from us forever.
Forever.
Is it hard for four guys to agree on one title?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
A
hard.
lot of group texting.
Youngblood was relatively easy. That was pretty
Yeah, that's
easy.
Kind
true.
of, but then remember when they came in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
horrible.
then I mean, first I don't know if you know the story of the first record, but it was in like 2014, and we were in a Viano on the way to like a regional radio tour in the UK, and our manager, who's sitting right there on the end there,
He always gets roped into
he
this.
he always gets roped into this, and he puts his head in the car and he goes, "Hey guys, so we have to in a couple hours decide on the album name. What do you think?" And we're all sitting in the Viano. We take out our headphones. We're like, "What?" He's like, "You have to like decide the album name. We need to let them know in like a couple hours." We were like, "What?"
You need to do it in like a panicked English accent though.
Yeah.
Guys, we need the album right now. We need the album title right now.
And then we were like, I don't know, self-title it, I guess, because that's the best we can come up with right now. And then there we go.
Pretty dang.
And then he showed me the album cover. I was like, it looks bland as hell. So he handed me a Sharpie. If you look at the album cover, I literally just drew on it.
Just sharpied over.
Like it was a
There we go.
it was-
Album.
We were so
Send it to
out
the
of our
masses.
depth at that time. We were like, it was crazy.
You have time now to figure it out.
I don't know. I think
We
we're
do.
pre-prepared now. a little
You're
more.
too prepared.
Yeah.
At what point do you hit that wall of like, there's only so much we can do? Like, if we're gonna like use your album as kind of like a gauge.
Sorry, I think it was at a point where we were on the second album, and I think at the end of the second record, after we made it and we went on tour, when we came back into the studio to write more music for the last record or for the third one, I remember the first maybe like couple of writing sessions that we did and actually trying to write new music for another album. There were a couple times where we were like, oh no, we shouldn't use that because it's a synth and we only want to play guitar. And I remember all of us kind of collectively thinking like, why are we bothering with having those expectations of not being able to put things on a song just because it's a specific type of instrument? You know, when in reality, it doesn't matter what type of instrument you use because it's just about what it sounds like. It doesn't matter if it's like, oh no, we shouldn't use that in a song because it's a synth and synths are lame. It's
the stigma attached
yeah,
to it.
and so it was like breaking out of that and becoming comfortable with just like whatever sounds good is like gonna be good. And I think we were in that box, and it was just breaking out of that box.
Is it fear? I mean, there's real fears as to why you wouldn't want to break out of the box because you're looking at past success. There's like a formula, I guess, that is built, whether it's done on purpose or not. It just kind of forms over time. So you don't want to really. There is some sort of nerves like tapping out of that.
But then after we had that discussion, like, because obviously that box that we're talking about was kind of in our heads the first 2 albums, and of course we're a rock band at heart, even though we're in a pop space. But then when we had a song, we had a song like in an album like Youngblood. It's like, oh wow, this is actually all of the parts that we love, like all the synthesizers and all that stuff worked in a big pop space, and it was like kind of like a door was like, you know, smashed wide open, and it was like we can like do anything we want to do on this next album and kind of follow that similar trajectory.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost, I mean, this, we always hit this with every album that we've ever done. It's almost the natural evolution of the individual artists within the band, and there needs to be, when you're creating a record, there needs to be a sense of naivety to it. You need to have an open mind towards it, and that's what I feel like everyone in this band has, and that's why I feel like this band will create longevity for itself. And as soon as we repeat the same record twice, I think that's when the band will
Evaporate.
Crumble. What is the room like when you guys are writing? Does it start with one story that somebody comes with, one focus, and then everybody adds?
When you're a songwriter, your songs are gifts in my head, and you receive them in different ways. Everyone's different. Everyone's mind works different. But I know for me, I just hear the chords in the song in general all at once. It all comes together in my head, and I try to articulate it to the band, because there's different kind of musical parts that need to be, you know, played with each band member's personality. So we put that together, but everyone hears a new song differently. It's comes in different ways.
But you're coming with chords, so you're not coming with lyrics, right?
Yeah, it's lyrics. Well, what I'm saying is, in my head, I'll hear a fully formed chorus or song or something,
wow.
and then you know, try articulate it to make the song. Yeah.
Kind of depends on the day. Like sometimes you just come in with like something that you want or need to write about, concept or lyrical wise, and then sometimes it's like chords or a melody. So it kind of depends. But yeah.
Does everybody have their role in the room?
Not necessarily, but everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. And having written with these guys for, I don't know, 6-7 years, we kind of know the roles we play. So, for example, if I'm struggling with a lyric, Ashton's really good with lyrics, so I'll be like, can you take this away for 10 minutes and work your magic?
Or like as well, like as a collaborative experience, I know that I write best or fastest as well if Callum's playing piano. And I go in and it's just me and him for a second. Or I know I write best with Luke on guitar. And it's just like little things like that. And I know I write best when my idea kind of when Michael doesn't like my idea, I fight for him to like my idea, and then it turns out great, which is the weirdest. Like, you find out these little things that, you know, work best songwriting wise.
Are you then inspired by the fact that your relationship is falling?
No, it sucks.
Yeah, but then you get songs like Teeth, you know. It wasn't an easy time.
You can't live like
Is
that.
it worth it, Luke?
It's not a good way to live.
Is it worth it?
Yes. You get that balance. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tested pop. You get that balance, though, and I haven't figured it out yet.
You good, dude?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Ashton, as the drummer, it doesn't seem like the drums are as heavy on this as they used to be.
No, which is cool.
Yeah, you like that.
Know, yeah.
But the groove is stankier.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think the most important thing on this album is us growing as musicians. Is we're always serving the song. It's not because of angst or teenage angst anymore, which our second record was. We were pissed off that people didn't think we could play our instruments, so we released basically a progressive rock album.
Showed them.
Yeah, I guess some people were just like, I like the first stuff better, actually.
Whatever.
But we love that second album. It's just, this is a natural progression for us, and it feels right.
How would you describe that next sound step? I mean,
it's focusing on being smart about the guitars, and it's more of a growth songwriting wise.
When you guys are trying out new sounds, do you consider what your fans would like, or do you guys just do it, you like, and then hope it works?
I feel like
You can have a balance.
Yeah, we obviously always keep our fans in mind. Maybe more after we've started something. I feel like you never want to just stop something and be like, oh, this won't work because our fans won't like it. I feel like we definitely had more confidence after the last album, being like, we love this, and this was awesome. We're so proud we can stand behind this. In our 20s, which is difficult to do when you were a teenage band. It's a difficult thing to even overcome. Yeah, we keep our fans in mind, lyrically, but it's a difficult question to answer.
As an artist, you can't live like that though. You can't worry all the time or be scared or have so much fear. I mean, it's just a waste of time, because that's why that dulls the brilliance of the position we've been lucky enough that the fans put us in. So it's like you honor that by exploring your ability, hopefully, and inevitably pleasing the people that like you.
It starts with you, because they like you for you.
Hopefully.
I think so. I really do.
I think so too. They're brilliant. I mean, the thing I pay attention to is what they gravitate towards, the type of language they use, and the type of people they follow and idolize. That's actually more important than the way they interact with us personally. I like to see what they idolize and what matters to them. And then we've been quieter online these days because it's there's a lot of noise and a lot of words flying around, and I think it's important for us to understand and put our work and time and effort into things that are actually sustainable and that they can actually consume as fans.
Which is an album.
Which is music, yeah.
The Charlie Puth you guys released.
That actually is a coincidence. We
Okay.
didn't know he was releasing today.
I think maybe he did. he if you asked him, maybe it was planned from him, but it wasn't planned.
I didn't think he would say that.
He probably wouldn't say it, but maybe,
Just think subconsciously he knew what he was doing.
I don't know. It's a quinky dink, as we'd say in Australia.
You ever heard of that? A coinky dink?
No, I've never.
A coincidence. A coinky dink.
No, I've heard
Just a
it.
little
You've heard
bit
that?
cuter.
Yeah, you've been to Australia.
That was in a kids show.
It doesn't matter where it came from. It's brilliant.
Coinky dink. What was
Why are
it?
you so caught up on the origins of the phrase? Why can't you just accept it for what it is?
It's great. Oh, Coinky dink.
Eventually, maybe the next album, you'll figure it out more. You'll be like, hey, guys, I'm going to, do this instead of...
Chief Balance?
I'm going to achieve balance.
I don't
No
know.
way.
Daniel Day-Lewis lived as Lincoln. Okay, man?
Mm-hmm.
And he played Lincoln.
Shia LaBeouf does that.
Real.
He lives as Shia LaBeouf.
So did the
Remember we saw him like a couple months ago. He was reading...
At Sportsman's?
No.
He got really pissed off at me because he lives near where I live.
He got pissed
on my
off
street.
at you.
And
Yeah,
where
because
do you
I was
live?
driving and I was making a terrible parallel park. Like I was blocking the entire street.
Oh, no.
He was just sitting there, probably coming back.
I didn't actually realize we had 3 separate Shia
We
LaBeouf.
all had different
Well,
Shia
that's
LaBeouf
Shia
encounters.
LaBeouf
Anyway,
stories.
he was just like, he was looking at me, and I actually at some point I rolled down the window and I was like, I'm very sorry, Shia LaBeouf, I can't park. And then he went around me.
That's ridiculous.
That is
Wow.
ridiculous.
Sorry.
Watch
Anyway.
out, because the next time he sees you, it might trigger something in him.
You might just have like a random moment of like just anger, and he might start joking.
So, Shia LaBeouf.
What are the other Shia LaBeouf stories?
Just
Well,
Let's get into it.
Well, where we see him,
we were at a wine bar. It's weird. It's like in...
he was studying lines.
Yeah, in LA, no one really people look at me like, oh, but they won't really go up to someone of that caliber for some reason. I mean, some people will. It's just
No, you don't want it.
weird. Like that's the guy from the Transformers. Like
He's
the
that's the role you
14-year-old.
think of.
That's the role I think of. Oh, Holes actually, I think of.
Oh, it's like that dude from Zathura. You should have told him.
The guy from Even Steel.
He loved holes.
God, he was good in it.
He was good.
God, you were good.
Your finest work.
That's like someone coming up and being like, oh my God, I loved your cover of Justin Bieber when you were 12 or something.
Yeah, it's a kick in the balls. Well, the craziest part is, like, picture being wherever you were at 17 years old, picked up, swung around the world 6 times. And then, like, I'm nearly 24 now, which is insane.
You're so old.
you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
No, but if you picture, like, who teaches you how to be...
Nobody does.
No.
No, you have to learn as you go.
Yeah, so we worked it out in a really, really weird circumstance.
And the 4 of you probably become stronger in through those years than anything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
You rely on, I mean, were you relying on your families? Did your families go on tour with you? I mean, what is that relationship like? Because you're right, you did 2 global stadium tours, arena shows.
Well-
you did 7 shows in your hometown.
If you picture it like this, like,
Sold out.
I think if you picture it like this, we did One Direction's first big tour. We did their second big tour, and they're not even a band anymore, and we're still going. Like we did our 2 massive tours, and then it's just been like, it's touring at that kind of velocity when you're that age is gonna mature you real quick. It's also gonna make you smart about the music you want to make in the future, and I think that's where the musical kind of wisdom and influence comes from.
Do you
on this record.
do you remember your first arena show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We opened for 1D at the O2. They had it was like ridiculous. We knew they were big, but like walking into that, they were playing like 10 O2s or something, which is like a massive arena. It's like playing this like Staples Center.
Yeah.
Which collectively is like 300 something thousand people, which is
And they were playing matinees, like one at lunchtime and then one at dinner. I was just like, this is like
Which is
ridiculous.
insane.
Unreal.
Yeah, it was crazy. I just remember like right before we went on stage, we played it pretty cool before we went on stage. We're like, yeah, we got this. Like, no worries. Like,
We've
high
always
fives,
been like that.
high fives
So
all around. We're like, we're good. We get on stage, and I think it was like one of the only shows where we've just got on stage and like none of us moved. We just like stood there and just played the set, and then afterwards we were like, all right, that's done. And then it was
We got
like,
9 more to go.
yeah, and then it was just like, let's figure out how to make it good.
Yeah.
You wanted to bring up the accents.
Oh, because sometimes people talk about you guys losing your accents.
Yeah, all right.
Do you hear yourself speaking
It's
differently?
impossible to not. It's like we're here every day, and pretty much every person I know is American. And stop giving us so much.
Well, I actually spoke about this with Ryan Tedder,
Yeah.
and a lot of name drop from One Republic. He wrote apologize. A lot of young, particularly musical minds, their accents change quick when they're in their adolescence and younger stages of development. And I think that's what definitely happened to me. My accent's all over the place, but I actually enjoy. I'm a bit of a psycho with it, but I enjoy productive communication. I don't like people not understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It like bugs me.
That's the frustrating thing. I've tried to ease up on like, not ease up because it's kind of hard. Like in this interview, I've probably sounded more American than I would if I was, at home just talking. Because I feel like I want you, to myself. I want you to understand what I'm saying as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even as simple as going to Starbucks and trying to order anything, and they don't understand what you're saying, so you just talk American.
Yeah.
Then that is every day in every conversation, so you just kind of put a bit of a twang on.
But also being a global band, you think about everybody listening.
Yeah.
And people don't understand Australian over American. They don't.
No.
They're like confused.
Like if you're in Italy where it's a second language, or something like
Or
whatever.
third language.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like American accent is like they're gonna understand you on
Everybody
stage.
gets it.
Yeah.
Everybody understands.
Everyone's seen
it.
Friends.
And other weird stuff. I mean, we had a Danish vocal coach when we were very young, and she got the Australian accent right out of us. Like, because it's when you're singing, a lot of the vowels are Australian vowels are terrible for singing.
And you're so young, so you pick things up that stick with you forever.
Yeah.
Sponge.
Yeah,
we
man.
were sponges.
Crazy stuff.
It's
That's
nurture.
Cool. Yeah.
Nurture, man.
Not to be confused with nature.
We'll be doing
Hey,
stuff.
I wasn't even in that cover. I don't-
Someone comes up to us and be like, hey, I used to love your band. And you're like, cool, thanks.
They really emphasize that they
Used
don't
to.
like you anymore, though.
I used to think you
Used
guys were
to.
so good
In high school.
Like,
But now,
Do you wanna
back
talk about
when I
this?
was in high school? I loved.
I don't know.
you
We got
guys.
it.
Yeah.
It's a therapy session.
Make sure we're defining things we should talk about in private.
it's,
End with Zach said.
Yeah, that's
Well, because people not liking you, that breaks my heart a little bit. So,
Them.
Amen, Zach.
how do you channel that? Like, do you kind of let it-
Rage. Rage. No.
You breathe.
Thank you. Sorry, I just started the mic.
Well, because ultimately, at the end of the day, like they could say anything they want, but you go
No, they
home to. I mean, they can.
They
How
can't
do
say
they?
First Amendment.
It was honestly just a pet peeve. It's not really a big issue in my life. I just thought
No,
of
the
it.
point being is, you came up to me in the street and said you used to like me. I mean, me too. No, I'm kidding. But it's like
That's a good line.
That is good. Hey, me too. We got new bops. Check them out. You might be swayed.
That's the pitch. You turn into pitchman.
Yeah.
I used to like you. Hold that thought. Try us again now.
What about this? I mean, you know.
But they used to go, I used to love you when I was young.
And they're literally 17.
Yeah, and they're like, how old are you now?
It's like
16?
when I was a kid. When you were a kid. What, last week? When you have a feeling and you got to trust your intuition with things, and I felt when I met these guys that we should give everything up and do this, and I don't know why, and we don't know why. We just felt like that. It's just this thing that we felt, and we hunted and we chased it down. And it led us to here, you know.
Really, you got to watch the video. Who cast those weirdos, dude? Those
Weirdos?
creepy, the scary people.
These four right here?
That's what I.
No.
Who cast these four weird?
The people who were touching
like
your
that.
arm with the lights.
The casting, yeah,
They freaked me out.
they were awesome. They were so suited for that part.
Yeah.
I guess Tebow, the director.
The guy, the dude with the rock hands,
Yeah.
came up to me. He goes, "Yeah, I know what we're doing here." And he goes, "You know what we're doing here?" I go, "What are we doing?" "We're doing Backstreet Boys." I was like, "No, we're not." He goes, no, I know what we're doing. I know what's going on
Oh
here.
man, I liked him until I
He
heard
came
the
outside
story.
actually at
not
some
true.
point, and
It was
I had a really good conversation with him about his dog.
Did he have
and
the rock
he's,
hands
he's
on?
super nice. He's actually like really great.
It was nice.
Buddy was his name.
Buddy, yeah.
How do you guys feel when American Apparel went bankrupt and out of business? They had such an impact in your lives.
Terrible, man.
Pretty depressing, man.
Terrible.
Honestly, the thing that keeps me up at night is that we didn't.
They blew it.
We
man.
did not. We did not capitalize on that as
Like-
we should have. We
Well, they didn't capitalize on it either, and it's
apparently not.
Business.
They had no money to give you.
not even a partnership.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. So many American Apparel underwear signed in that 2-year period.
Not even a tweet. Nothing. That's total like, oh, we don't want nothing to do with that.
I heard that they like purposefully don't play that song in their stores.
Well, they can't. They're
Really?
closed now.
Yeah.
Well, now
Well, maybe
yeah.
they should have.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they should have tweeted.
You guys
Hey,
probably gave
well-
them so much business, though.
Too late now.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
They're gone now.
Specifically,
Depressing.
men's underwear.
You are the momager back there, and I love it.
The pink shirt.
Ashton the Momager Irwin.
Just carry.
That's good.
I have a lot of
Very-
questions from them that they want answered.
Very passionate.
Okay.
Are
got
you
'em?
guys still gonna punk jump? That is from Valen.
Yeah, we asked ourselves
We
that.
thought about that. We had a band meeting a couple weeks ago, and we're like, do we still punk jump? I think we do. I think we punk jump like
Very particularly.
yeah, in the songs that we used to punk jump in. I think there'll be a punk jump or two.
7 years of punk jumping ain't good for your
What's
knees.
a punk jump? Is it just jumping?
Like the
It's not
jump with the
just
guitar.
maybe legs come
oh,
apart.
the legs.
Dude,
I
yeah.
gotcha.
Old
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's old school.
What else you got?
This person had a whole rundown. I actually took a screenshot, forgot to put their name in it, so sorry about that.
Oh.
But Michael, will your dyed hair ever be seen again?
Maybe.
It's mysterious. I like that.
Brooding.
Luke's lip ring.
No.
Oh,
No, I don't think
love the
so.
lip ring.
Why'd we retire that?
It just kept falling out, man. It kept falling out, and then I
It's
was
not
like,
good. I feel like it's not good for like eating.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, but you know, it happens. You know, you gotta let go.
Snake bites next time.
I'd look to like homeless if I had long hair and a lip ring. I think.
I get it.
Well, you know,
Michael's eyebrow piercing.
No, it gave me a lot of skin problems.
is this banned into like body modification?
The next one
What
is
about Ashton's dermal?
no. We have Ashton's curls.
What? Well, that never. I mean, I don't know.
I
Get rid of those.
I see a
It's just
swoop.
curls.
If
There's
they-
a big curl at the front.
the
but
hair
hey.
grows out.
How about Callum's blonde highlights?
Oh, I want that back.
No.
You look like you regretted that.
Oh, come on.
What?
Did you regret the blonde highlights?
I don't know. Should he have? What do you think?
No, I think it looks good.
You seem to have an opinion about it.
I just got a vibe from his face, you know?
And how about chocolate milk party? What's that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That sounds creepy now.
That happens when you drink a lot and you no. I think
And a mommy and a
I don't
daddy.
know. That's called delusion.
That just sounds like something we've said when we were insane. What did you I think you said it?
No, I think it was
me.
us.
That's a chocolate.
It was a very famous internet video, man. I was like, rise to the chocolate milk party. No,
There's that one. There's I want to be in the tribe. That's a big one of ours.
there's a lot.
Some good memes. Good five
Yeah,
star memes.
we're a memeable band. I don't know when that was said, but I think it was just us in a dressing room saying it's a chocolate milk party.
Is that
Buddy.
1942?
Yeah, it's
The
empty
tequila.
though.
Oh, like to party, huh?
Damn, dude. All right.
Sometimes people like to bring us gifts.
Chill.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
We should have brought you a gift.
Are you
I know,
are
I'm-
you shading us right now?
clearly sending that.
The third time you've
Don't
been here
come
this
at us
year.
like that.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. You're right. That's our
I
bad.
mean, I see a bottle of Malibu in the corner as well over there. What's going on?
We have really wide standards.
That's crazy.
I want to clarify that when we got this as a gift, it was already there was only 25% left of it.
Oh, that's true.
They had
Who
drank
is it a gift from?
What, a T-Pain?
Ty Dolla Sign?
No, you ready? Jack and Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely not Ty Dolla Sign.
Do they roll around drinking tequila?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Some.
Wait,
Fair enough.
hold on. Jack and Jack came in with a bottle of tequila in their hand and said, "Hey, you want this?"
Yes.
That's a crazy story.
But then they took shots with us.
That,
Oh, okay.
That's upsetting. We're,
Whoa.
Yeah,
I-
we
why-
probably won't get to
Why
that
don't
stage.
we do anything that cool?
I can't hold it together.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I have one shot. I want 3 more. Then
Okay.
we're getting crazy.
We can barely hold it together in this interview, and nobody's drinking.
I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.